Yes, when bodybuilders try to reach a certain level of conditioning, some take very drastic measures, no doubt about it. But to put on a muscle, some take very, very drastic measures also. You are watching Muscle Central. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment. Okay, during the interview that FOUAD ABIAD had with Steve Weinberger, they touched on a lot of topics. Now, one thing that Steve started talking about made me think that we're going to start seeing a little change in the look of the bodybuilders on stage. Now, it started off while they were talking about Samson, and although Samson did bring in probably his best conditioning to date, he wasn't the most conditioned person on stage, without a doubt. I can name half a dozen right off the bat that were more conditioned. He has other attributes going for him. Yes, he did bring in better conditioning than he has in the past. But Steve went on and said that they're not looking for the most conditioned bodybuilder on stage. We want our bodybuilders to be healthy. Now, I'm starting to think that conditioning is not going to be emphasized as much as maybe it should be. Yes, you want to try to keep the bodybuilders healthy. You don't want people getting sick, health issues to arise. But bodybuilding itself is not a healthy sport. It's not the only one. There are other sports out there that definitely aren't the best for your health. Football, MMA, boxing, hockey. I can go on and name more and more. Actually, anything that you do to an extreme, where you take extreme measures to compete at the highest level, can potentially be detrimental to your health. Now, yes, when bodybuilders try to reach a certain level of conditioning, some take very drastic measures, no doubt about it. But to put on a muscle, some take very, very drastic measures also. This might sound a little crazy to some, but part of the problem when you talk about the conditioning and you worry about the health of the bodybuilder might be in part due to this emphasis on striated glutes. The idea that the more striated your glute, yeah, it sounds crazy, but bear with me. The idea that the more striated your glutes are, the better conditioning you have. Let's go back a little bit. Late 80s, early 90s. I'm going to use two bodybuilders for this comparison here. Rich Gaspari, Dorian Yates. They both brought in tremendous conditioning. Rich Gaspari is the one that's basically started this glute craze. He was the first one to step on stage with chiseled glutes. Now, Dorian came along right after him. He had some striations in his glutes, nothing like what Rich Gaspari had. So, because Rich Gaspari's glutes were so chiseled, much more than Dorian's. He must have been in much better conditioning on stage overall than Dorian. No, I'm not saying Dorian was, and they both brought a very high level of conditioning. And no, overall, Gaspari wasn't more conditioned than Dorian. He just had those striated glutes. Striated glutes, it's like, it's genetic. There's a lot of genetics involved with it. Just like the lats. Some people's lats tie in high. Some people's lats tie in low. Uh, Pecs. Some people have round pecs. Some people have square pecs. All right. It's all genetic. Some people have a 4-pack, a 6-pack, an 8-pack genetic. There's certain things you can't change. Vascularity. I've seen Flex Wheeler. It was the one he came in second behind Dorian. I think it was I think it was 93 Olympia. Flex put in tremendous conditioning, but he didn't have a lot of vascularity. Some people, no matter how conditioned they are, they don't get very vascular. So the striated glutes is not a measure of how conditioned you are. So now what happens is so much emphasis is put on the striated glutes. Those bodybuilders that probably are never going to be able to get chiseled striations in their glutes are seeing that, and they are taking it a step further because they're, in their mind, they're not conditioned enough because their glutes aren't striated enough. So they're pushing it more and more beyond the point where they should be pushing it, where it can be, and to where it can be getting dangerous. Now, with Steve talking like that, are the bodybuilders going to start to come in a little softer? Maybe the key is not to put such a freaking emphasis on striated glutes. What really, can somebody please explain to me what this fascination is with glutes? I'm not so fascinated with men's glutes. All right, I ranted off a little bit over there. But if you agree or disagree with anything I've said, please let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.